Welcome back to the final segment of Cleaning Up the Mess with Roger Mew, Managing Director of Carib Glass, and Dave Gajadhar, the Logistics Manager also of Carib Glass. Let's take up that point that we had just before the break, that of the political will. Have you heard anything from any government agencies? I know that this government has been saying all along that environment is their top priority. Have you been involved in any discussions?
Directly, no. I think there's a general consensus that it's going at the moment that the government is still settling down, settling in. I know they have a number of major issues to deal with. We do believe that they have a commitment to the whole question of recycling and the environment, hopefully more than the previous administration. And we believe that in doing so, that they will then begin to come forward with legislation. We have been working through our associations, for example, the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturing Association. We worked with the previous government. We want to work with the existing government. We've already sent them our PowerPoint presentations as to the concept of how we see recycling around our beverage container bill. And we are hoping over the next weeks or months to meet with them and their representatives in order to see whether they are indeed interested in taking that kind of legislation forward or something of a larger, more integrated legislation.
What government agencies do you deal with, Dave?
We've been dealing directly with the local government ministry in terms of being that ministry being responsible for the waste management bill that they are working on right now. We have had a lot of involvement in the past year or two with them, and they are aware of our recycling program. They're aware of our projects. We've had regular meetings and visits with the previous minister there. Also, the Environment Ministry is very aware of what we are doing. We are part of the beach cleanup process that we work with a local NGO, National Planning Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, and that falls directly under the Environment Ministry. And we've worked directly with the previous Environment Minister there. She's aware of our recycling program. And of course, we bring a lot of statistical data. One of the important things with waste is how do you know what and where. And at Carib Glass, we have that statistical data in terms of glass, also in terms of the cleanup and working with the Environment Ministry. So we have been working with those two ministries in an indirect basis.
Okay.
And we swim call to a lesser extent in terms of our involvement with the landfill sites, because we do have a sorting station which Carib Glass had erected a few years ago for glass recycling, basically. And we are in touch with them because a lot of glass we have to go back to the landfills. And of course the EMA, in terms of what they are also doing as their part in terms of the beach cleanup process. So all agencies are very aware of what we're doing. We've networked in terms of our emailing, etc. And they understand what we're doing. Most of them has been to our site as well.
Let's talk about the current laws that govern recycling and waste management in Trinidad and Tobago. Are they adequate, or do they just need to be enforced?
Well, I don't think there's any law that I'm aware of that deals specifically with the question of recycling, nor is there any infrastructure to deal with recycling. Everything in Trinidad and Tobago, as far as I'm aware, is essentially dumped. Our white goods are dumped, our tires are dumped, our bottles are dumped, our electrical is dumped. Now, there are people, we're not the only ones in Trinidad and Tobago that have taken an interest in recycling. There are companies that recycle plastics here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Cardboard.
And cardboard. We have paper manufacturing companies in Trinidad. We have plastic manufacturing companies in Trinidad. All of these people are interested in getting recycled materials, but the individual companies cannot do it on their own. They need to have some sort of infrastructural support from either the local government or the national government in order to really move this to a new level. I'm sure you will find, we don't have them here, I'm sure you'll find our paper manufacturers in terms of tissues and so on will have, in fact, have to import paper and carton to recycle in, to make their new products as we import glass from the Caribbean and also from North America. There's a great opportunity there. President Obama has said that, one of the growth industries is going to be the green industries, where we're going to create employment around conservation and recycling. I think this is a great opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago.
As we go, do you have a message for the Minister of Environment, very quickly?
Well,
50 seconds.
Call us on Monday morning and let's sit down and map. I mean, as Mr. Mew was saying earlier, we need to set short goals and looking at it holistically. it may be too far-fetched, and you just need to set short goals and work with them. And let me also say quickly, it also not only involves recycling removals of, let's say, flooding, but health. I mean, recycling removes the garbage, the health. You see glass bottles with water. I've gone to sites and seen that at homes. And it's also encouraging mosquitoes. You know, we have to be aware of the health issue as well. So call us on Monday morning.
Would you like to add to that quickly, Roger?
Yes, I do. I think that we need to continue along the road of education, educate our people about the value of recycling, the value of a good, clean environment. But we also need to put in, and I cannot overemphasize this, we also need to put in solid legislation that is backed up by infrastructure to meet those goals.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you. No, it's been a real pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
And that's where we wrap up. I want to again thank my guests for coming on. As we heard, there has been a draft of a bill that deals with the recycling of beverage containers since 2000, and it's been gathering dust. The government of Trinidad and Tobago over the past 10 years has failed to enact any legislation that deals with recycling. From manufacture to purchase to disposal, citizens must know where to dispose and how. The people of TNT eagerly look forward to government's waste management legislation, enforcement, and a proper waste separation plan. On a lighter note, looking at some of your comments on our Facebook page, Cleaning Up the Mess, and our emails, we can't help but laugh at this one sent in by a visitor who wrote, "Last year around this time, I went to Aripo, a little village in the mountains, where I detected another truly ingenious Trinidad invention, the first fully ecological car, powered solely by green energy. Look at two remarkable prototypes of the new model. In the same village, we saw a few other models still under construction. Trinidad shows again its adaptability and originality when it comes to green and durable solutions that could lead the world into a new direction towards a sustainable future. Don't forget to patent it." Well, that's on a light note, and on a more serious note, flooding in the southern and central Trinidad has been classified as an isolated disaster. 500 families have been affected. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross is working in the most vulnerable areas and has distributed hampers with food items, clean-up kits, tarpaulins, mosquito nets, clothing and footwear. Contact the Red Cross for information on drop-off items at the headquarters 627-8128 and the southern branch, that's 652-2024. Continue to partner with us to clean up the mess. Send in your comments, suggestions and photos on our environment to cleaningupthemess@guardian.co.tt. In the meantime, I urge you not to litter, to recycle your paper and plastics as much as you can, and work towards creating a cleaner, greener and more beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. This is CNC3. I'm Ira Mathur. Have a great day. On a more serious note, flooding in southern and central Trinidad has been classified as an isolated disaster. 500 families have been affected. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross is working in the most vulnerable areas and has distributed hampers with food items, clean-up kits, tarpaulins, mosquito nets, clothing and footwear. Contact the Red Cross for information on drop-off items at the headquarters 627-8128 and the southern branch, that's 652-2024. Continue to partner with us to clean up the mess. Send in your comments, suggestions and photos on our environment to cleaningupthemess@guardian.co.tt. In the meantime, I urge you not to litter, to recycle your paper, plastics and glass as much as you can and work towards a cleaner, greener and more beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. This is CNC3. I'm Ira Mathur. Have a great day.